Welcome to Bond STX. This is Lance, the Bargain Stock Bounty Hunter, brought to you again with a special guest, Das. He's joining me to make some good calls for the week. We're at week 15, gone past week 14. This year is going by pretty quick. So April 11th through April 14th, this is a short week, Easter holiday, so the market's closed Friday. Shooting this video, we're recording this video a day late, so we'll see some market activity from today, which is Monday. The predictions we had on here were from before Monday, so just to be sure that we're being honest with our predictions and picks. And so, disclaimer before I get started: I am not a financial advisor, nor am I advising anyone to spend their money. This is only for educational purposes and only my opinion. Any money spent is at the individual's own discretion and not due to any information from me. So before we get started, as we like to do, let's talk about the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. So looking at the charts, scrolling down, and we'll see the New York Stock Exchange is moving at a trend of a 2 coming into the week. It's a little bit overpriced at this point. So you would expect to see some pullback. The NASDAQ is also moving at a trend of a 2. It is underpriced, so you would expect to see some type of movement up this week potentially. And so let's go to the charts and kind of look at where we are. And so looking at the NASDAQ 1 year, 1 day, there's been a lot of activity. We saw the last couple of weeks a big bullish turnaround into the market, kind of sending us into a better place from where we've been since the war started in Ukraine. And we can kind of see this week, we see a pullback. So you see the teal cross over the green, it's crossed over the red, and as of today, it's crossed over the blue. So what that means is, ladies and gentlemen, the market is going back into a pullback. How far the market pulls back down, those would want to guess that it's going to pull back down to possibly any set of resistance lines that it's, or support lines that it's seen previously. But looking at the trend and how it's moving, I would expect it to pull back down and touch down at the 13,338, maybe pull down slightly below that. I do expect the market by Friday to pull back around, kind of get into a flat mode. So it's at a 2 this week. I would expect it to come into a 0, coming in flat next week. So I expect the market to pull back around. We did have a very strong pullback today on the NASDAQ, and you see in the MACD, it's very, very, very overbought. So you expect to see that pullback. And then in a short week, typically on an Easter or a holiday week, you'll see a lot of people want to pull their money out if they're positive in their stock. And so that'll bring the prices back down. And so I'll expect to see that continue this week. And also moving on to the New York Stock Exchange, very similar pattern we're seeing. You'll see the market is oversold, strong pullback. So the MACD is starting to pull back down. We see the teal was crossed the green and it's touching the red. So it not as strong of a pullback as we saw on the NASDAQ, but I do expect the market to pull back up by Friday, kind of giving you a flat end of the week. And so again, short week, a lot of volatility this week. I believe there are some type of census reports coming out, as far as sentiment reports, about the unemployment. So I think that report's supposed to come out either tomorrow or Wednesday. So expect to see that. So going into the plays of the week, first play of the week, I'm kind of going down the charts. There's a lot of things moving strongly this week, a lot of sixes. So you expect to see, that's a cause of concern. When you see a lot of stocks moving strongly, you expect to see investors to pull back out to get their profits off of those stocks. And so going down on the list quite a bit, the first one that came up as a good play this week is Netflix. So Netflix comes in at a trend of a 2, which again is a pretty decent trend. It's about $13.50 on sale, coming in at a true value of $369.38. So going into Netflix, looking at a 1 year, 1 day. A couple of things I want to point out here as I look at this stock. And so we've called it out in the past. It ended up exactly where we projected it would be in that week. But looking at when I call covered and uncovered manipulation. So as a stock moves in price, a rangy price, you'll see the pullback and you'll see a covering of that manipulation. So what that means is where it started, the price started, it will actually come back in a few days, sometimes months, sometimes weeks. They'll come back in a few days and cover that manipulation to get you back to where it started. And we see that happen multiple times with Netflix. And so one of the things coming into this week is it's got some uncovered manipulation at 392.08. It has uncovered manipulation at 421.23. Also uncovered manipulation at 431.48. So there's a lot of potential based on what happened once the stock price fell back in January, for those bars to be filled back on the reverse side, right? So there's manipulation on the downside, but there's also manipulation on the upside. And so looking at Netflix this week, looking at the current trend that it's on, there is a good potential to get into the stock. And you see today, again, I called these out before the market came in today, as I normally do on Sundays. But you see the market pull back down as we saw the NASDAQ pull down. I would expect that you can get into Netflix this week at around the 1339 price point, 1339.15, with the potential to get out. Maybe if not this week, maybe next week. Potential to get out around the 368.13. But I would expect to see again this manipulation that's uncovered be covered in the next couple of weeks at 391.76. So that's about 15% gain. So not a bad percentage to get in at Netflix. I believe there is some strong investors starting to pull back into it, although the MACD is starting to pull down slightly. And then they do have an earnings report coming out on the 19th of April. So I'm going in with Netflix at 339.15. That's my call out. Baz, what's your take on Netflix?
Yeah, from you and Netflix, I put down maybe a little too bearish, but oh well. I got 337.75. Oh, excuse me, wait, 338.13. Sorry.
38.13. Not bad. That's still good. Still real good value. Real good value if you can get in at that price. So
yeah, a little bearish, but yeah, that's what I got.
All right. Moving on to the next one for this week. Got Affirm as a long-term play, coming in at a trend over 2. It's, $4.16 on sale at a true value of $41.74. So looking at the chart on Affirm, see what opportunities it presents. Big picture, you see a lot of manipulation in this stock. Cake value is real tight, so can't use the cake value as a good range for where to buy in on the stock because it's so tight. You do look at the SMA, it's very flat for the most part. And so coming in here lately, you do see a lot of investors coming in, and you see a lot of activity on February 10th. You see 86 million shares traded, moving at a price, buying at a price point of 58.98, ranging to 75.18. So a lot of buyers buying in here, a lot of trades happening here. So you would expect that this again will be covered at some point, meaning the price will come back at least to the 58.98 price point. And it's gotten pretty close here lately, and you do see a small trend moving up. I do think in this week, with the market coming down for the NASDAQ. You could get in very comfortably at 34.86. 34.89 is what I've got. And looks like today came down to a low of 35.68. So potentially tomorrow, 34.89 may be a good opportunity to get in. It does seem to be moving up, and I believe by Friday, if you get in 34.89, you can get out. What about 18% gain, 19% gain by Friday? And if not by Friday, definitely in the next week or so. So feel pretty confident about Affirm. So I'm going in at Affirm at 34.89. That's what your call out for Affirm.
I'll call out for Affirm is 35.53.
35.53. You said that confidently too.
Yeah, I was looking at like for this week. Yeah, if it hit that, I would probably more than likely pull the trigger on it.
Okay.
Is this a long term, by the way? Just wondering.
Yeah, I had this one as a long term.
Okay.
All right, got it down. Moving on to the next one. You notice a lot of kind of tech stocks that are pulled out this week, companies that are in the business of microchips or tech related. Now, the next one on the list I have is a short-term play. Moderna coming in flat this week at a $5.05 on sale. True value of $165.89. So I think Moderna this week will be an opportunity based on the charts. And so let's look at the charts for Moderna. I don't know what they did today, so I'm going based off of what happened last few weeks. And so Moderna's been a very unpredictable stock this year with all the COVID going on. You would think Moderna would be going in the upward direction, but it's been really falling, been beaten up pretty bad. I do see some trends. Again, although it says I've got it as a flat, I do see some slightly upward trends within the last few weeks. And so I think an opportunity this week to get into Moderna, I feel very comfortable at 149.82. It almost touched there today, got down to a low of 152.1. So I think 149.82 is a very comfortable price point. I feel like based on what I'm seeing in the trend, I think this week you can get out by Friday, about 9.5% gain. So not a bad opportunity for Moderna. It does trade on the NASDAQ, so I would expect, maybe a pullback tomorrow, if not Wednesday, and then definitely Thursday, the last day of the week, probably a potential move up to the upside. So I would say Moderna very comfortably, 149.82 is my call out. 49.82. So that's what's your call out for Moderna.
Yeah, I'm here. I had a mute button on. Yeah, for Moderna, overall, I'm bearish on this one. So it was kind of hard for me to get a call out. But for this week, I think you're okay with like 151 even, honestly. Like 151, I think you'll be decent if it hit there.
Okay.
But yeah, overall, I think Moderna's one you should just watch a little longer. That's just my personal opinion, though.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that. And that's another good point you brought up, watch it a little bit because you just don't want to necessarily jump in because it sounds like the price is right. You definitely want to, watch the market. If the market's pulling down, give yourself a little patience to see, hey, what price could Moderna fall down to, or what stock you're looking at could fall down to, because I don't believe in paying overpriced for any stocks because there's always a cheaper price you can get them at if you just be patient. So appreciate that. The next one on the list is AMD, another short-term play, moving flat this week. $8.30 on sale. True value of $109.30. And AMD is another stock that's been kind of just hasn't done what typically you would expect it to do. So looking at AMD, and looks like today fell pretty hard. So looking at a support line here, going back all the way from October of last year. It's touched that support line quite a bit, but looking at today, you see it pull down past that support line. So it's broke trend, and so now there's another support it's aiming for. So we'll do some quick analysis real quick since I haven't seen this yet today. And so the next support line for here looks to be around this 94.21. Got some manipulation there, and then $91.40. So expected to fall down some more to that range. My call out coming into today was right at the support line of 99.93, but you see it broke that support today. I still think that's still a really good price, but again, as you're trading stocks, you don't want to buy on a as the volcano is erupting and you're on a slide downhill. So definitely want to watch before you buy in on something like this to make sure you see a pullback. And so I would say 99.93 is my call out. That's what I called out before the market came in today. So I'll put that out there. 99.93 is what I called out for AMD. Daz, what's your call out for AMD this week?
So I think this is my only call out actually hit. And I had I put 96.98 actually.
Okay.
So that's what I called out earlier. Looking at it now though, it's a little bit more bearish than that.
I would agree.
Honestly, so I'm actually interested to see how this pans out this week.
Yeah, I mean, if this thing falls to $91 or $90 even, that's really good value for a long-term play, right? Not for short-term, but for a long-term play. I mean, you can see the SMA. This is definitely trending up. It's just picking up a little volatility for whatever reason right now. So, yeah, good call out though. I think a good opportunity still.
I'll be up a little bit. What is it? A few percent, you know.
Yep. Next on the list, another week of Cisco. I know probably tired of me calling out Cisco, but another great opportunity I felt like this week. Coming in flat, 79 cents on sale, true value of 55.07. I have looked at this one today and a little disappointed in the trend that it broke, but I want to show you kind of how I analyze the stock coming into today. So Cisco is highly in the cake. It's more in the cake if you look from July of last year. It's more in the cake and above the cake than not. So pretty easy to pick up on the pattern. And so one of the things I wanted to pull out pattern wise is, in the past, it's been on really strong on this lower cake band. So you've got the red, green, red, up, red, green, red, up. Almost see that touching here. Didn't quite touch the bottom band of the cake band, but it did go up. And I was projecting red, green, red, up, and look what it did today. It broke my heart, just fell on down. So it broke the trend that it's been having. So probably a sign that it's probably going to fall quite a bit more. It could be just a bad day, who knows, but definitely was expecting this one to continue upward and or stay kind of flat. But this is still a great value to get in. Looks like it came down to a low of 52.79 today, which is really, really cheap for Cisco, knowing that it could definitely pull back up pretty quick into the $52 range. So let's say you bought at 52.79, getting up to the 54.73 by Friday. Still looking at almost 4%. So not bad value. I do have my call out here at 54.20. That's what I came up with yesterday. And so sticking with that, 54.20 is my call out for Cisco this week. That's what's your call out for Cisco this week.
So if you did my call out as well, you'd have lost a little money so far because I got I put 53.43 for my call out.
I mean, this was a little bit unsuspected. You said 53.33?
43.
And typically what you'll see, and let's do some quick analysis on the next support line here. So I close this out. Let's see, just curious as to where this one's going, because it does look like it's falling against what it's been doing. So it looks like you've got some manipulation here. So possibly in the $51-$50 range, potentially. Worst case. Best case, you got 52.46 maybe. I just got some support there, 52.46. So definitely some possibilities of getting a little cheaper than what you see today. So I would expect, though, with this type of manipulation today, I would expect this to cover pretty quickly. If not by Friday, but if not by Thursday, definitely by next week, into next week. So any more comments on Cisco, Darius?
No comments on that one. That's a tricky one, like you already said. You kind of just broke that trend, though.
Yeah, it did. Broke my heart, man. I didn't buy any, so I'm good. I didn't have time to buy any today, but I was expecting it to go back up. Next on the list, Hewlett Packard. Short-term play. Caught this one out a couple times last few weeks. It's coming in at a flat trend, 24 cents on sale at $16.34. And this one has another, I haven't looked at this one yet today, but this one has another pretty readable pattern that it's been going through the last couple months. And so, again, a very easy pattern. It's above the cake, down on the cake band, above again. It's this constant pattern above, down and below. So see today, market did fall, opportunity to get in pretty much right at my price point that I called. I do expect this to show support on the SMA, even if it falls down. So you still should be good. I expect it to definitely pull back up strong. Again, a lot of this depends on the market as well. We did say the New York Stock Exchange had a little bit of a pullback today, but not a strong pullback as much as the NASDAQ. So I expect to see this one by Thursday, pull back up into the 1625 range at least. That's about 2.5% gain. So not bad. So I feel pretty confident going in at 1585, although it's falling below that range. 1585 is a good price point for me for HPE. Let's see. That's what's your price call out for HPE?
I put 15.39 actually. That might be a little, again, that might be a tad too bearish, but
1539, that's good. No, that's good, man. I mean, you could see it. You could see the support line being on the SMA. I feel pretty confident if it's already blown past this. You're looking at 1556, easy. 1539 is definitely a reach, but it's possible. So, especially this week, man. This week, the market could.
I'm probably like overcompensating a little bit, but I think the market is just, there's going to be a predominantly red week.
I can see that. It's going to be red or very flat. I think today
Yeah.
was pretty much flat, looks like. So
Yeah. They wasn't so bad though, actually.
And then last but not least, going down the list, got one that's moving in a negative trend, which is not typically a normal call out for me. But I saw an opportunity with Micron coming in at $4 on sale, true value of $76.14. So looking at the charts on Micron, and Micron is another stock that's been heavily in the cake. I mean, it's only had a few months from September to November where it was not in the cake. And now you see it been pulling back out of the cake here lately. See a small pull back down on the MACD. But I do have a thing I wanted to pull out here. Since March 7th, 50% of the days, the price has touched the lower cake band. So since March 7th, it has touched this cake band half the time. So I would expect you would see that come back into the cake band, which is pretty much from my call out, about 9.6%. So I would expect to see that in the next couple of weeks, if not next week. So my call out for this one was $70.33. It looks like it came down to $70.09. So really good price point. So $70.33 is what my call out is for Micron. Daz, what's your call out for Micron this week?
Yeah, I had 71.22.
71.22.
That was on Sunday. I'm trying to think what I saw.
Yeah, that's a little bit overpriced there to me.
What is it at now? 72.03. I mean, yeah.
It pulled back up. It looked like it fell down. Let's look at the zoom in on the charts a little bit. Let's look at the 5-minute, 5-day. Looks like yes. As soon as the market came down, it came down to my price point, fell down to 70.09, and then it actually climbed the rest of the day. A little bit of pullback after market close, but dang, look at all the volume came in at the end of market. You had a million shares coming at the end of market, buying it up. So yeah, actually Micron had a good day, looks like, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been a good I'd have been paying attention and had time to trade this morning. Put my alerts out. I've been ready for this one. All right. Any more thoughts on Micron? Yes.
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, that's all for this week, week 15. Thank you, everyone that's been subscribing and watching the videos. Looks like I've got a couple new subscribers, so I appreciate you all subscribing and watching. Please continue to stay with us and continue to bring you the best call outs that we can. And have a good trading week, and see you next week. Thank you for joining us.